It's been tidied up. Not. That's not how I wanted things. There's a system. Yeah, so we're going to do Leo, Virgo, and Libra tonight. They're collective readings by zodiac sign. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer have already been done. Okay, so you would go out of this live and look at the lives playlist. They're in order of most recent, and it will tell you in the title which signs are covered. Okay, I have to do a couple of signs each night because I teach full-time as well. Okay, I do want to burn a bit of sage. I feel like a bit uptight. I'm like I need to meditate. Shall I just do this teeny tiny bit? This is where I melt my false nails. Oh God. That'll be enough. Oh, that was such a good decision. Relaxed straight away. Okay, so let's get straight into it. I'll do 3 shuffles for the sign of Leo. So, Spirit Guides, Universe, and Angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Leo's highest good. How is Leo feeling in the second week of November 2025 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Leo's feeling, first of all. I haven't put my bracelet on. It's very important. Bingo. I like this bracelet. Okay, Leo, you have the 3 of Pentacles reversed. Now, the 3 of Pentacles, when it's upright, is working together. 3 is a number of community. In a general reading, it would indicate, you know, that it's about work and teamwork, and it'd be very positive, everyone coming together to achieve a common goal. Hi, Wendy. Oh, you're not Wendy. Your name is Gabe. Shout out to Gabe. I need it. I don't understand sometimes when your like username doesn't match your like actual name. Gabe Owner. So these are collective readings by zodiac sign, okay? So we've just started Leo. You need to watch your sign or the sign of your person or both. I don't answer individual questions or pull cards for anyone on my collective readings, okay? Memberships will be starting in a few weeks' time. Personal readings are £18. You can have personal readings about anything. It can be love, it doesn't have to be, it can be general, it can be business. But the memberships will contain a monthly business, education and finance reading, which is my most popular, and a monthly Native American Indian medicine wheel, which are all about your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, and your connection to the divine as well. They're really popular for some reason. Love readings that are collective will remain free. You'll also get a how to read tarot in memberships as well. When the 3 of Pentacles is reversed, it's about a lack of cooperation, a lack of teamwork, unable to achieve a common goal because we're not coming together, we're not cooperating. So yeah, in a love reading, it would just be about you and your person, the one that's on your mind or the one that you're currently dealing with, being uncooperative. Is Wendy's... Okay, so we recently got Wendy's in the UK, as in like the fast food restaurant. Wendy's Baconator. Is that like one of the things on the menu? Why are Wendy's chips so salty though? The burgers are really good, but they're like proper salty chips. Well, they are in the UK anyway. The Seven of Wands reversed. So it's a similar kind of message, but this is more about the individual. So the Seven of Wands, when it's upright, is someone who's very determined, very competitive. They're going for it. They're trying to reach a goal. They're trying to maintain the high ground against the competition. So if you were running for a promotion or you're applying for a job, you know, only one person can like win. So it's that kind of like extreme determination. One's a fire energy. It's reversed. So for some reason, Leo, you feel like at a loss, like at a disadvantage, like you don't have the upper hand here. And you feel like it's to do with a lack of cooperation. The Chariot. Okay, so next we've got the Chariot in the upright. That's Cancer. Major arcana for Cancer. The Chariot is what the Emperor jumps into, okay? And it's about being determined, having something that you're trying to achieve, whether that's to defend territory or claim new territory. You're going to battle with the intention of winning. So this is about movement and going for what you want, taking control, giving it your best shot. Hi, Jindriska. I'm so sorry if I've like smashed together different names. I've probably put together like 2 names there. Acorn. I don't know. Aganks chasing. Shassing. Carver Stevenson. Let's get 3 cards for Leo's person. Oh, they've got the 10 of Cups upright. So the 10 of Cups is a family situation. There's children involved. You know, under one roof, there's a family life and everyone's cups are full. Everyone's happy. You know, cups hold water, and water in tarot is emotions, feelings. Everyone's smiling, hugging, they're contented. It's about having like a really good family unit that everyone's happy in. Hi, Dexter. Okay, they've got the Sun upright, the 4 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the 5 of Cups. What is going on? I don't get that, because the 5 of Cups is grief, sadness, loss and regret. And it's such a sad card, you know? They're wearing black, they're mourning, they're grieving. And then immediately after, we've got all of this like overflowing Ace of Cups. So that could be self-love or being in love. The 4 of Pentacles is the miser. It's one who's holding on to what they've got. They're preserving it. They're conserving it. And the Sun card upright is being carefree. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's a naked baby riding a horse bareback, laughing, giggling and smiling and carefree. They haven't got a care in the world. So that's an odd combination to me. That's a really odd combination to follow the Ten of Cups. I can only think that there's been some sort of loss of a family situation, and this is like self-love and trying to recover, trying to take care of one's own mental health, like in their recovery. I don't know. It's a bit of a fast bounce back. I find that really odd. Oh, Mark, go away. I don't need to repent for anything, babe. How is it a sin to help people? Two of Pentacles reversed. So the Two of Pentacles, when it's upright, is when you've got this eternal battle. You're trying to keep plates spinning, right? And then you just can't keep them all spinning at the same time. So you see there's like a small ship and a large ship. This one is large and strong with great firepower, but it moves slow. And then this one is small and nimble and light and fast, but it has small firepower. So it's like this eternal battle and we don't know which is going to win. Usually it's when you're trying to prioritize and you don't know what to focus on. When it's reversed, I think it's a struggle to keep the priorities in check, to keep on top of everything. So possibly family paid a price here. A family scenario was lost due to having too many things to focus on. It happens, sometimes work, sometimes the distraction of another person. I don't pull cards for people in collective readings. That's the opposite of what I'm doing. Collective means you watch your sign, or the sign of your person that you're interested in, or both. You can watch your other placements or signs that you cusp with, but I don't pull cards for people because I'd be here forever. Okay, this is what I offer because it helps everyone. And then if you want a personal reading, you can pay for one. Memberships will be starting in a few weeks. You'll get the love readings will continue to be free if they're collective readings, but you'll get health readings. So, if you're sick of hearing about love or you just want to know what your connection is like to spirit right now, you want any like warnings about your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, the naked, that's really bad. The Native American Indian medicine wheel is a really good spread for that. It's very popular. And then I can't believe I just said that. I do business, education and finance readings as well, monthly on the memberships, and how to read tarot, like a series, how to read tarot as well. So yeah, so memberships will be starting. No, that's really cheeky. I'll be here forever. I've got to, fulfill my promise of doing the 12 zodiac signs each week. The collective reading should resonate. If you follow the long-term narrative in your life and the life of your person, it should answer any questions that you have, to be honest. I know it's nice to have personal readings, but picking a card won't tell you much. It won't tell you that much. You need to follow the long-term narrative of what's going on with someone to understand like where they're coming from and stuff. Queen of Pentacles upright. She is coming up so much lately. The Queen of Pentacles upright is a nice outcome. That's someone who's in control of their finances. They're a strong provider. They could have children. They could have a high-powered job and be a homeowner or rent. This is someone who takes care of business, okay? And they make a nice home. They're generous. They have nice things, nice clothes, nice place to live. This is the priority, okay? It's about having a good relationship with the material world. It's a card of like someone who likes predictability, stability, security from good finances, and likes to share and provide for others. See, that's in the outcome. I don't know if that's you or them though. You're showing up as Cancer energy. They're showing up with Leo energy. It's a lot of water and pentacles in this reading, a little bit of fire. We've got no swords, and swords are facts, knowledge, planning, communication, clarity. We need some of that, don't we? The Death card in the upright, so there's a closing out of a chapter. Major Arcana for Scorpio. It's closure. The Four of Swords, which is much needed respite between battles. The Seven of Pentacles reversed is not having achieved enough. The Knight of Wands is passion, passionately and vehemently going for what you want. The Justice card, Major Arcana for Libra, what's fair, what's right. The King of Cups, upright, someone who is patient, calm, understanding, forgiving. You know, the heart chakra is very active and open and warm and forgiving and nice and calm. The Queen of Wands, upright. A go-getter, someone who knows what they want. They create goals and they take action and make it happen. She can be a card that's third party, so the other man, the other woman, doesn't have to be. It's Sagittarian energy, fire energy. The Nine of Swords reversed, the Temperance reversed. Dropping the anxiety, the fear, the burdens. Feeling very emotional. Mood swings, perhaps. Knight of Wands is very spontaneous, erratic, like in the moment, this is how I feel, therefore I'm going to take action. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Queen of Wands. The Temperance is Major Arcana for Sagittarius as well. Someone's highly motivated, highly driven. They feel like they need to take action to rectify a situation and get their justice. They're being assertive. They're being patient. This is definitely like a story of recovery. But I'm baffled by what exactly has gone on here. It does look like there's been a clash of personality. It hasn't been able to work. And it's not for lack of trying. Guys, I don't answer individual questions. You watch the sign. Okay, I'm on the sign of Leo. You watch your sign or the sign of your person. Let's get a new contact message from this person that's showing up for you, Leo. They weren't able to juggle all the responsibilities of family life with this relationship. So I feel like you came along and you were like someone that became a part of the family. I don't feel like you're a spouse. I don't feel like you're this person's partner and you have children with them. I feel like maybe you met someone who already has these responsibilities and they just couldn't do it all. Tears. When I think about you, I cry. Oh, that's sad. They did because they got the 5 of Cups, so they were in absolute grief over this. I mean, everyone's looking very responsible, very patient, very like taking care of business in the outcome, but it does show closure. So I don't get the sense that you end up together. It could just be one of those situations where love isn't enough, sadly. What is it that they like or love or loved about Leo? We've not got the 8 of Cups, we've not got the 3 of Swords, but it's like one of those things where try as you might, it doesn't work out. And you've given it 100%. I wrote you a letter on paper, but I'm too afraid to show it to you. There's a lot of feelings here. Whoever this is was hella invested and they're very upset. And we did have the Justice card and the Knight of Wands, so there's a sense of passion. After kind of meditating on this, there's a sense of passion and, you know, becoming like fixed on goals and trying to heal. But there's also a sense of dropping the burdens and sort of having mood swings, not being able to temper themselves, and I can't tell if it's you or them. Maybe it's not over, because if it was truly over, we would have the 8 of Cups, someone walking away. Wow, it's like very difficult to work this out. It's not often that I'm stumped like this. What was it that couldn't be juggled? What was so difficult? Exposed. Fragile heart, too open, in danger of heartbreak. silent remnants. Amid the uncertainty, love has the power to rebuild trust. Oh, thanks, Jose. I'm fine. I'm very busy, very tired. Got stuff to do for work after this. But I'll let myself enjoy the tarot for a while. Copycat. Anger management. Court. Uncovering evidence, getting exposed, cheating revealed. Ooh. This person could have, like, tried to juggle. They could be, did they have the miser card? Someone had the miser, didn't they? Because that can be, like, being possessive. Yeah. There could be someone that's very possessive, got angry. Someone that, like, crossed boundaries of privacy. And I think we've had that for you before, Leo. Conflict resolution, compromising, making amends, positive outcome, communication, conversation, expressing feelings. So it may not be over. Okay, there could have been drama, but it could be resolved. There's a lot of feelings here. Hi, Colette. I erased every trace of you except in my mind. Oh my God. So they could have felt like you were not only giving to them. They could have had trust issues. They could have thrown you out. I don't know why I get the feeling this is like their family home, and you moved into it, right? And I just feel like there's been a lot of jealousy, a lot of, like, overstepping the mark, crossing boundaries, a lack of trust, and, you know, this person got angry and throwing you out. But in the outcome, there's like this Knight of Wands is like very passionate energy, and I think your last reading was like them being tempted to, like, they weren't able to stay away from you. And there's this, like, genuine grief that you're not there anymore. King of Cups is like being in your feels for someone. Queen of Wands is determination. The Justice card is it's like someone's trying to seek their own justice. They're trying to right something when it's gone wrong. And then we had conflict resolution and messages as well, didn't we? And the closing out of an old chapter. Like, you felt like you couldn't win. This person wasn't cooperating with you. I think you're going to hear from this person. Because they've tried to just move on, but it's not so easy. Let's get you some advice, Leo. It's something like that. I'm not a fly on the wall, but it's something like that. Be more generous. So perhaps like this person, you know, can be forgiven for what's happened. If you're feeling, you know, a bit scathing towards them or like scolding them, well, that's already happened, you might kind of back down a little bit. Others are trying to tell me what to do. Okay, so they're confused because they're asking people and it's like mixed emotions, like what do I do? It's just confused them now. What energy is this person showing up as? What animal spirit? Oyster. I mean, oysters live in the water, you know, like, and water represents emotion. There's something, you know, very... It does make you think of like an aphrodisiac, doesn't it? Oysters. You know, they're considered to be something very special that you have on special occasions, especially when you want to be romantic. And they have like a very hard shell. You have to shuck them to get the meat out, but I think this person has like very deep feelings. More advice for Leo, please. Hi, welcome into the chat. What can I do to make a difference? What keeps you up at night? What makes you cringe when you think about it, such that every ounce of you screams no more? Where can you create purpose out of your pain? Today's soul action, make a difference in someone's life today, big or small, because all of it makes a difference. Okay. So sometimes we obsess over particular like large goals that we've got, or we want a kind of outcome that we've decided would make us successful, you know. But sometimes it's the little wins, and sometimes you're making a bigger difference than what you realise. Sometimes you're a winner, you know, because in another person's life or in other people's eyes, you know, like you're achieving stuff that you don't even count as a win. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. In some ways, Leo, you've made a big difference in the lives of others, perhaps more than what you kind of tell yourself. For example, you may be someone that could bring a lot to a family home through just turning up on time, being there when you say you're going to be there, you know, being present to listen, or creating, you know, harmless ways to have fun. Time is often what people, you know, are too stressed or distracted or can't be bothered to give young people. They don't necessarily want loads of money. Money is necessary to function in life, but you can bring a lot of stuff to the table without bringing a lot of money. So if, I don't know, it just seems like there's something that you've kind of provided that you've maybe overlooked as being like so valuable, and it actually is valuable to this person. That's what I'm getting. I do feel like Leo's that sign that like gains wisdom over time as well. Like you tend to, you know, these lions are so impressive, like immediately to the eye, but it's like the ones that have scars, like, are the ones that can tell a story. Do you know what I mean? Like the really aged, like raggedy lions that you see out in like the wild. They can certainly tell a story. You know, they're wise. They've seen a lot of stuff. Like, I just think you gain value like over time. You age well. You age well, Leos. Like, definitely celebrate little things. Okay, so it's not about I can't give you, you know, a millionaire mansion, or I can't give you a bougie car, or I can't give you. It's not about the big stuff. Some, you know, in many different ways, you can make a huge difference to other people's lives. It's usually the small stuff on a daily basis that people think, oh, it makes people feel cared for. I'm trying to think of stuff like, okay, something that doesn't cost anything is like, you know, running the hoover around the house. So someone gets home and they can say it's freshly hoovered and they're not walking on crumbs, or like unloading the dishwasher and reloading up the dishwasher. So when they come to like cook, you know, they've got clean worktops to work with. That's just part of like showing someone with actions that they're cared for, that they're in a place where, you know, they can have dignity and be clean and hygienic. And I don't know, changing someone's bedding for them makes them feel cared for. You don't have to do like very over the top grandiose things. It's more like that day-to-day stuff. That's what children want. They want like a functioning home, you know. And if you're in a relationship, you know, and even if you're just like renting a little place to be like a little team, it goes like so far. It goes such a long way. Hi, welcome into the chat, little lady, Kim. Right, where am I up to? This one. I think one of the nicest things you can do is like prepare someone's dinner for them. So like they get home from work and it's like they could have had a battle, you know, whether it's the journey, whether it's the actual role that they do, you know, someone's being an idiot in their workplace, or they've got a nightmare boss to come home and their partner's made a meal for them. It just like, that's kind of stuff that makes you melt, like makes you want to weep, you feel cared for. Or like when you're poorly and someone goes out to the pharmacy for you to like get you some medicine, like it just makes you feel cared for. You could spend like £150 on like a necklace for someone and they don't even like it, and they, you know, it's not them being like nasty, but they look at it and they're like, oh, I feel like the other stuff's priceless, you know. Maypole. I am fertile in what I seed, for there is reason to dance and drink upon the riches I receive. That's so weird because we were talking about money. When you stay in something and you plant a seed, you need to grow the garden. You can't just plant the seed and then expect it to be done. It's those increments, it's these little bits of effort each day over time that's going to yield a really nice crop or grow a beautiful garden. You know, sometimes it's not good to throw seeds down and then walk away and say, like, that's it, I'm done, or like, it didn't work. You know, wait, you know, keep cultivating it, keep taking care of it, keep giving it time and attention. I don't know, I feel like I'm just going off on a tangent with this, but it's intuitive. Inner power. We've not had this one before. Let it be known, no will or desire is more powerful than I embodied. That's a bit weird, the way there's a bee like crawling on her cheek next to her eye. That's very dangerous. It's like you've got to exercise the ultimate control. Ooh, that's not easy for Leo to do that sometimes. There's like a message of like staying power, seeing things through to the end. To yield the results of that. Did I do this one? Wolf, Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Oh my God. That's so weird because this is about endurance, isn't it? Inner power, having a love that endures. I am fertile in what I seed, for there is reason to dance and drink upon the riches that I receive. Celebrate the little things. It's all about having willpower, patience, staying power, like keeping in it. You've got cards of reconciliation. Communicate. Be generous, be more generous. Don't be a hothead. Right, one last one. Hi, Nox. Boss head. Oh, God. Why do I feel like I've been tricked into saying like something rude? Oh, look at that. I love the clouds on that. The cosmic mirror. The universe mirrors your energy, aligned with what you wish to attract. So if you want a calm life, you have to cultivate the calm. If you want constant change and upheaval, then you will cultivate constant change and upheaval by causing that. Okay, if you want stability, if you want staying power, then don't walk away from this. Okay, be more generous, use your inner power. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. It is about closing an old chapter. It's about opening a new chapter with the same person if you want to, and being that stability that you want to be for them. If Leo doesn't want this anymore, when will they meet someone new? I feel like you do, though. So if you're not interested in pushing for this anymore, someone new, there's a possibility of that in September. If Leo wants this connection, when will things get better? Not anytime soon. That's not good. That sucks. I think you would have to wait for them to reach out. Other people are trying to tell me what to do. Compromising, making amends. Oh, God. It's not going to be that easy to solve. It's like building back up the trust if you want to. Sorry, I'm just hiding some creepy messages. Why would I show you my feet, you creep? That's disgusting. If you want stuff like that, go to a porn website. Don't come into a tarot reading and like say inappropriate things to a normal person. That's really weird. You wouldn't walk up to someone on the street and say stuff like that. At least I hope you wouldn't. You need locking up. I think I've pulled everything for you. I'm so sorry if that was really vague, Leo, but it's normally easier for me to get what's going on, but it does fit with some previous readings that we've done for you. If you like this reading, if it does resonate, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel, give a super chat if you feel called to, book a private reading if you wish to, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, feel free to watch your other placements or the sign of the one that you're thinking about. We're going to go on to Virgo next. What is that person thinking, honestly? They think I'm just going to put my feet up on the desk. It's just like, what world are you living in, sunshine? Twisted one. You wouldn't go into a church and say something like that to someone. You wouldn't go like into a mosque or a temple or an AA meeting and say like, do you know what, just show me your feet. Oh, go on. It's like, what are you on about? This is like a spirituality. This is a religion. You don't ask people stuff like that. I'm quite impressed that like that was held for review actually, because it's not one of the words that I've put in, you know, that can't be said, but it went to review anyway, so unless someone reported it for me. Yeah, people are weird. I'm desperate, my god. Just accosting like randoms. Okay, I hope that's the sign for Virgo. I think it is. These are new cards. Oh, it's boiling hot in here. I'm going to have to turn that radiator off. I'm going to cook. Aquarius will be later on in the week. I don't have time to do lots of signs tonight. I'm doing Leo, Virgo, and Libra tonight. I like paranoid that you can see my feet now. You can't, can you? I'm like, OMG. It's not that kind of channel. Not at all. So tomorrow it'll be Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. So Friday it'll be Aquarius and Pisces. Okay. Sorry, but I'm a full-time teacher, so I've got to fit these in like where I can. I've got work to do tonight as well. I might go to sleep and then like panic, do it in the morning. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Virgo's highest good. How is Virgo feeling in this second week of November 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Virgo's feeling, first of all, please. I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours today as well because all the traffic lights were out around a roundabout that was leading onto the motorway, and I can't believe it took me. That's double the time that it's supposed to take me to get home. I didn't even leave late or anything, so that kind of sucks as well. 8 of Swords reversed with the Page of Wands upright. Okay. 8 of Swords, if it was upright, is someone who's all in their head about something. Swords are thoughts, okay? So this would be like intrusive thoughts, feeling a sense of being stuck, trapped, no way out. It's our perception of things, though. It's not the reality, okay? When it's reversed, we've kind of got past the block that we were having, the mental block, and now we're excited. Page of Wands is someone that's embarking upon a new journey with a person that they haven't got any experience with. They have no prior knowledge. This is the beginning of something new. If it were someone we already know, then it would be a rebirth, and that would be an Ace of Wands. But a page has no prior experience of this person, so it's about being excited for something new. A new person, a new adventure, a new chapter of our lives completely. The 7 of Pentacles is, well, 7 is a reflective number. So looking back at the past, what have I cultivated? Increments of time, money, and energy. What's been achieved so far? Taking stock. Yeah. When it's upright, I'd say it's like good, you know, plenty's been achieved. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, there could be a lot of outgoings, or we could be feeling over generous, or we could be feeling the pinch at the moment, because when the Queen of Pentacles is upright, it's someone who's a good provider. You know, they're able to get the bills paid. There's people that are relying on them, people that are dependent on them, whether it's children or parents, siblings. This person is able to take care of business. They're generous, you know, it's earthy energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They like nice things as well. So as much as they make money, they spend it. When the pentacles are reversed, it's like they're falling out of the wallet. So money could have become tight recently. You are Earth, you know, you're Virgo. So this is a very Virgo way to be, to have a beautiful home, to be on top of everything, to feel like the boss, the manager. Like you need to keep a close eye on everything and get everything your way. You are someone that likes to be in control, to head projects, to manage teams. You know, if something's worth doing well, do it yourself. You know, that's kind of like the vibe. There could be a lot of outgoings at the moment. Let's get 3 to see who's showing up for you. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Wands reversed. Now, the 8 of Wands upright is fast action, progress, fast communication. You know, this is like when you sort of like go all out war on a city, you know, and you burn it to the ground because you want it to be yours, you want to claim the territory, or it's like revenge for something. But when it's reversed, it's like blocks, delays, stagnancy. Instead of progress, we've got blocks and delays, you know. What we want to achieve is not, things aren't shifting, it's not moving. Queen of Wands reversed. So I don't know if it's due to a lack of ambition or this lack of progress has made this person feel deflated, and it's a result of blocks and delays, because we can feel like we're not in control anymore. When the Queen of Wands is upright, it's that solar plexus activated, confident, assertive, go-getter, you know, type A kind of personality. Taking action, fire energy, heavy Sagittarius energy. It's someone who goes for what they want, and when you can't do that because of external circumstances, there's blocks and delays, it makes you feel disempowered, a lack of confidence, deflated, you know, a loss of control. So that results in insecurity. And when we're insecure, we can be down, withdrawn, or we could explode and become angry, frustrated. See, that's kind of the vibe, is like a bit of a loss of control, angry, frustrated, or down. You know, when passion spills over, it becomes anger, it becomes something different. Then we've got the Death card reversed, major for Scorpio. The Ace of Wands reversed. The Four of Swords reversed, restless, lack of rebirth. The Star is healing, major for Aquarius. I wouldn't say it's wish fulfillment because we've got a lot of adversity here, a lack of closure, restlessness. So it's not going to be wish fulfillment. 7 of Wands reversed is like feeling defeated, you know, not able to be in the competition, in the running for something. We can't get the advantage, we can't maintain the high ground. So it's like the sense of defeat and a lack of a rebirth, unfinished business, trying to heal. If this is a lack of a rebirth with you, then why are you showing up as a page? But you're also showing up as a Queen of Pentacles. They're showing up as, you're showing up as Queen of Pentacles reversed. They're showing up as Queen of Wands reversed. The Ace of Wands is reversed. That would be like a lack of luck. It's not a lack of passion, but it's like bad timing. It's bad timing, and it could be down to something financial on your side. If you're both in your feminine energy, that means one person is not being assertive. They're not in that masculine energy. And it's not about who's male and who's female. It's nothing to do with that. We've both got masculine and feminine energy, but we move into a more masculine vibe and going for what we want, or we drop into a more feminine vibe and more calm, nurturing, submissive. If you're both submissive, no one's going towards anyone. If you're both masculine, you could clash. You could both try to be the boss, the leader. It's a nice balance when you have this interchangeable, one's leaning more masculine, one's leaning more feminine. It complements. But if you're both kind of leaning away from each other, nothing's going to happen. The challenge is the Hanged Man. So can you see things from a different point of view? The Hanged Man literally turns himself upside down. He holds himself in suspense, and he doesn't allow himself to make any rash decisions, doesn't make a move, wants to try to see things from another point of view, literally. When the Hanged Man's reversed, it's about like being stubborn, and it's my way or the highway, unable to see things from another perspective. This is the challenge. Can I see things from the other person's point of view? I feel like you got out of your head when it comes to a new adventure. You felt like enough had been achieved in the past, but then you've maybe invested in something, or you've spent a lot on something, or you're between jobs, or something's come up financially, and it's created blocks and delays, and this person feels really distressed by that because it's kind of prevented you from reconciling or reuniting or having another go with this relationship. Let's get 2 more for the outcome. The Lover's reversed. Yeah, someone feels rejected. Because the Lovers, when it's upright, it's the major arcana for Gemini. But the Lovers are 2 people who, it's reciprocal. They each feel the same for one another. Feeling like this person is easy to be with. It's like being home. You understand each other. Gemini's the twins. So it's like a perfect match, a match made in heaven. And in the 5D, you both agreed to have a soul contract, and have a full-blown relationship together in the 3D when you become human, and it's already predestined, preordained. See, then when it's reversed, only one person feels that way and the other doesn't. It's unrequited love. And that's in the outcome. See, someone's feeling really rejected, and I think it's them. They're actually really devastated. But I feel like your focus is on finances because it has to be. Hi, Ernest. Oh, there's going to be a tower moment. This can be Aries energy. It can be Scorpionic energy as well. Very emotional, very intimidating. Change that's dramatic, transformative, uncomfortable. Okay, but in the end, what happens is the tower is replaced with something more superior. Something really stable, something really high value. Okay, so one dynamic or living situation or work situation or relationship is blown apart and a different one falls together. Okay, and it actually works better. So towers are meant to fall. Towers can be caused by you, they can be caused by another person, they could be caused by external realities. Okay, so you might break up with someone and that would cause a tower moment for them. They might, tell you that they're pregnant, and so that would be a tower because nothing's going to be the same again. And it's not necessarily bad, but it's crazy amounts of change where life's never going to be the same again. And so it's intimidating, maybe work approach you and say, look, I'm really sorry, but I've got to make you redundant. That's a tower moment. Some sort of tower in the outcome to do with this stagnant situation. Let's get messages from the one that you're missing or dealing with. You're mysterious. I can never seem to figure you out. Sometimes I feel like you're hiding something from me. Never really know where I stand with you. So it could be them that's feeling like this is unrequited. Yeah, I feel like they feel rejected. They're frustrated with the lack of progress. They could be a fire sign. They could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be a Gemini, a Scorpio, an Aquarius. That they're not happy with. They're really not happy with like the pace of this. They feel like, it's just dragging on and on. Like it's not moving. They're not getting to the goals that they want to be. It's not moving. It's not reciprocal. But it's likely to do with some sort of practical situation that you've got that really needs your full attention or means that something can't happen right now. And fire signs do not know about patience. They really don't. They want it now, Okay, let's clarify. Sneaky snake, going behind your back, deceitful swindler. I wonder if this person is like, they're developing like this lack of trust because they feel like you've got someone else or you're investing in someone else. You're a sneaky snake. Because why are you dragging your feet, or why are you making excuses not to invest? You know what I mean? But you actually haven't got the circumstances. You don't have the financial, you don't have the capacity to do that right now. It's not that you don't want to. It's making them very suspicious. Restraints test. Trapped in instability, resist impulsive urges to find steadier ground. This person could be someone that's not trustworthy. They could be someone who's a cheater. You know, fire signs can get bored and sometimes they want to work around by swapping the person. I'm not trying to generalise, I've literally experienced that. And I'm definitely not saying that's every fire sign, but why have we got sneaky snake? Like, someone can't be trusted here. It all feels like very impatient, very like tempestuous, doesn't it? Like, sometimes people just haven't got the means to do something right now, and that's just how it is. That can't be changed, and it's not necessarily anyone's fault. It's bad timing. And I get it, because sometimes when you just really want something, you want it now, you know, and it's not being greedy or bratty, it's like, but I feel like I've already waited a long time already, you know. Oh, I don't pick cards. I do the collective readings, and you watch your sign and the sign of your person if you wish. Court, getting a room, putting on a show. Uncovering evidence, getting exposed, cheating revealed. Hotel, motel. Suit, business, pleasure. Ooh, we've got, I don't like this. We've got sneaky snake, court, getting a room. It's like they've gone like F you then and like slept with someone else or got distracted with someone all at themselves. You know, sabotage the relationship because they don't feel like it's moving at the pace that they want. I think this person's causing the tower with their like behaviour. Unable to see things from another perspective. Feeling rejected, restless. Feeling insecure. Yeah. I do feel like that's... Yeah, that's what people do when they feel insecure in a relationship. When they feel rejected, they look elsewhere. I can never seem to figure you out. Sometimes I feel like you're hiding something from me, never really know where I stand with you. Ooh. What is it that this person likes or loves about Virgo? Because they obviously do have strong feelings, but I don't know if it's that sentimental or it's like... Well, yeah, it is, because they feel rejected, but it's a bit controlling, isn't it, as well? And look, they have been unfaithful now, it seems like. I'm so proud of everything you do. So they find you quite impressive in what you've achieved. I want you to be happy, even if that means being without me. Isn't it like so weird how some people are like cheaters, but they don't think it's okay for the other person to cheat? I think that's really weird. Maybe they never wanted to cheat, they just wanted it to work out, but it doesn't, and then, I don't know. There's like a double standard with some people though. Definitely. Hi, Psycho Style. Chino. Hi, Marie. I'm from near Liverpool in the UK, between Wales and England. Let's get you some advice. Oh no, we need to keep doing this, don't we? We only got so far. I think that was what lies beneath. So this is Broken Mirror. Pop-up, surprise visit, reaching out in person. Oh my god. Your past shapes you, but it doesn't define you. If fate brought us together, why wouldn't it let us be? You know, like when someone is unfaithful or they're like got a history of being a cheater, they like don't trust the other person. Or if they got cheated on in the past, they don't trust the other person. It's something like that. And they're like, you're too good for me, I don't deserve you. How was this person showing up? Like what spirit animal they're showing up as right now? Because it changes. A cheater? Oh my god, that's hilarious. Someone that moves fast. Someone that feels every vibration, thrives in a hot environment, you know, makes their move, but then has to take a long time to recover. You know, cheaters are like panting, they're like exasperated, they're fully exerted after seconds of running because they run so quickly. Then they have to really like fully collapse and try to gather themselves. So this is someone that could be very like a faster mover, very hot-headed. They could have a bit of a temper. They could drain themselves by operating like this. Fire and more fire energy. Very busy, very productive. They may only, you know, see things in a very linear way. There's a lot of focus here. There's like a lot of fire and a lot of focus and drive. It like, you know, an inability to see like the full range of what's going on, like the peripheral vision, the wider view, the full horizon, like being blinkered, like a horse on a racetrack that's got blinkers on and they're just like tunnel vision, you know? And someone that's not very reflective. And, you know, Virgos are the hermit, you are, the answers lie within you. You constantly reflect, you're constantly in a state of reflection, looking back. It's very healthy to take stock of things, to take time out to reflect, to review, to reassess, to adjust. I don't think this person does that at all. And so they can make really bad mistakes, really costly mistakes. They do feel like a fire sign, you know, because we've got all this fire as well. Oh yeah, I love these. They're like £2 off Temu as well. Am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up to my life? You are the asset, Virgo. This body is your vehicle. Notice how your body is feeling, how much sleep you are getting, and what you can do to help your body rest. Today's soul action: take a bath, put on some lavender essential oil and go to bed ridiculously early, or give yourself a time out today. Notice your body thanking you. Today's mantra: the more I give myself permission to rest, the more I can contribute. Your wickedness and deceit, Naomi. Do you know what? You're the devil and you're a demon. I'm just going to say these things to you that you feel like saying to me. You're a bad person and bad things going to happen to you. See how you like it. Only do it once. Be more generous. I think that's about being more generous to yourself. Only let someone betray you once. All your advice is this person is a sneaky snake. It's unrequited love. You know, you're very like focused on something out of necessity right now, or something is really a block, and it just is. That's just a fact right now. And how have they responded? By cheating, or by deserting you, or judging you, or suspecting that you're like being unfaithful. It isn't the right response. It's causing a tower. You need to take care of yourself and rest. And this person is very insecure, you know, like they know that they don't really deserve someone hardworking like you, someone dedicated like you. That there's too many cards here. It's like getting a room caught. Putting on a show. It just reeks of insecurity. Being very, you know, single track minded, unable to be reflective or see the bigger picture or look at things from another perspective. Like they just do stuff and then regret it, and it's like, it doesn't really seem fair. Yeah, I don't think they deserve a rebirth. I don't think they deserve another chance. If this is resonating, of course, if the other person is a saint, that's not your reading, but this is someone that's not. They're not good for you. Be more generous with yourself. Only, like, date this person once, you know? That's how I'm reading it anyway. Dog and friends. Today, I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. Indulgence. You are worth every desire, every dream. Demand what is yours, demand what you need. Yeah, if you're someone that doesn't hold grudges, if you can forgive this person for being insecure and for doing what they did, but that doesn't mean that you have to take them back. You can, you know, water under the bridge, let it go, because then you're not holding on to hate or anger or bitterness. Take care of yourself, Virgo. Like, you've had to focus on the things that you needed to focus on, and okay, it's at the cost of the relationship, but that was their choice, not yours, and you don't deserve to suffer for it. They've done you a favour, I reckon. They shot themselves in the foot, this person, if this is resonating. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong way, isn't it? I don't know why that was like that. Cosmic abundance. Abundance flows to you effortlessly. Open your hands to receive. Well, I like that. That's cool. I've not seen that one before. I love this artwork. So when you have an abundance mindset, even when money's really, really tight and you've got a lot of outgoings, it's very important to remember that, you know, when you look at sacred geometry, and this is an example, this pattern does not have a beginning nor does it have an end. It's continuous. And, you know, you're right in the middle of that. Imagine energy flowing all around it continuously. Money is energy, love is energy. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. So it's always going to come back to you. Money's always going to come back to you. Love's always going to come back to you. Okay? Life is about ebbs and flows, ups and downs. This is, you know, something that is just true. After day comes night, after night comes day. You know, it's predictable. So when you've got an abundance mindset, even though you've got a lot of outgoings or less money coming in, you know that that's going to change. It'll change anyway, because the only certainty in life is change. But you'll put out CVs, join, you know, a temping agency, set up a business, ask around for opportunities. You will do something, take on a course to increase your options, to create movement, to get noticed, you know, to make yourself available to work, and then the universe will meet your hard work with reward. Okay. Hi, Jemima. The Stellar Temple. Wow. Step into your sacred power. You are the temple where miracles are created. Wow. That's so pretty. You are the temple where miracles are created. You're being encouraged to, you know, just keep fighting the good fight and like keep believing that better days are coming, better financial luck is coming, and more abundance is coming. What you have, what you need is within you. You know, you're Virgo, you're the hermit, the answers lie within you. You're very, very capable. If Virgo's looking for new love, when will they find it? Within a couple of months. That came straight out. Okay, so this is your time. Don't let this person's actions get to you. Don't accept them back. Okay, this is the advice. Focus on what you need to right now. But just now, have that like trust and that knowledge that you're in good company, you're in good hands. The universe is going to reward your hard work with abundance. Okay, so whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, your hard work will be noticed and rewarded. Okay, I hope you liked this reading. I hope it resonates. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel. If you feel called to, give a super chat. Memberships are starting in a few weeks. I'll just tell you while I'm packing the cards away. There will be the Native American Indian medicine wheel for health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, your physical health. They're very popular, so I've put them into the memberships bundle. A monthly finance, business education and finance reading. My most popular spreads, actually. Those ones are, I know people are keen to know about their finances and how to read tarot. Love readings, the collective readings will remain free. If you want a private reading, they're £18, 1/8. Very cheap for the length of reading that I do, because I do about 45 minutes to an hour. They're really in-depth. They're this kind of spread with this amount of clarity, but you'll know that it's your person and you, and the timing will be specific to them rather than you having a general reading and it resonating. You know that's your story. I've got really good feedback from my clients. There's testimonials on my community page. Otherwise, enjoy the collective readings. I watch collective readings on a daily basis on other channels and they resonate for me. I treat myself probably like once every few months to a personal reading. But I never spend a lot of money on it, and I wouldn't do it more than every couple of months. I don't think there's any point. A bit of life needs to happen in order for things to change. So don't be throwing your hard-earned money away. Right, so I am going to do the Libra reading, and then I will have to call it a night. I've got some bits to do for work. I can't believe it took me 2 hours to get home from work today. That was so annoying. All the traffic lights were broken at a major roundabout on the motorway, and it was just, we just didn't move. We just did not move for like so long. I didn't even leave work late or anything. There's nothing I could have done differently. Hate it when that happens. Oh, that's a pretty card, isn't it, for Libra? These are new, these are off Amazon. But one was missing, the Gemini one was missing, so that's really annoying. Timu's better. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Libra's highest good. How is Libra feeling in the second week of November 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Libra's feeling, first of all, please. The 6 of Swords upright, the Chariot reversed, the 2 of Pentacles upright, the 9 of Wands reversed, and the Ace of Swords upright. What on earth? The 6 of Swords is about leaving your emotional baggage in the past. You know, any anxieties, negative thoughts, moving on, you know, packing up and leaving, moving on, emotionally moving on. The Chariot reversed is Major Arcana for Cancer. The Chariot, when it's upright, is movement, progress, determination, a victory, you know, trying to obtain victory. When it's reversed, it's like failure, loss, or defeat at the last minute. So you struggled to move on from something, maybe. The eternal battle, the eternal juggle between 2 priorities or several priorities. You see the war going on between these 2 boats, like which one's going to win. That's heavy and slow. But with good firepower, that's fast and light. But with weak firepower, you know, it's like this eternal battle, which is going to win. 9 of Wands reverse, dropping the burdens by choice. Something was challenging and difficult for a while. For quite a long time, you were prepared to keep going, but suddenly you've dropped the burdens and now we've got clarity. Yeah, there's clarity over, you know, a major truth, revelation, a confession, clarity over something that was just too hard. It was just too difficult. It was getting too hard and we weren't able to make it work. Perhaps they're the reason you are moving on. I don't know. The King of Cups reversed and the 3 of Swords. Oh, that is sadness, isn't it? The 3 of Swords is heartbreak. And look, this person is sacrificing themselves here. The King of Cups upright is like being in your feels, being emotional, calm, patient, understanding. When it's reversed, it's like impatient, you know, angry, bitter, unforgiving, you know, muddied heart chakra. So yeah, it feels like you've fallen on your sword and something's just become too difficult and it's really painful to let it go, but it's just not coming together. And you've had this clarity now, like been, you know, fighting. You know, when you swim against the tide, that's not sensible. You get tired, you exhaust yourself, and eventually you drown. You know, it's just not a good idea. Let me just close the window because it's like wide open. the Three of Wands, but it's in the challenge position. So the Three of Wands, when you've got the Two of Wands, it's a planning phase. It's saying, do I want A or B? Do I go left or right? Do I stay or do I go? There's a choice to be made, you know, we're planning. When you get to the Three of Wands, we're taking action. We've decided what we want, and now we're going to actuate that plan. That's the challenge. The challenge is, can I take action? I know what I want. Can I take action on it? Let's see who's showing up for you. The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords upright is someone who's spying, watching, observing, trying to gather information. You know, surveillance. This is someone who's aware that they shouldn't be looking, okay? They've got their sword, their shield, their armor on. They're stood with their like shoulder out, ready to defend themselves if they're seen, if they're spotted. So someone could be, you know, checking your social media, asking around. They could just be hanging back in the house and watching you, or they could be I don't know, looking in your diary, looking at your emails, checking your texts, like keeping a close eye on your coming and goings. King of Swords reversed. The King of Swords upright is, you know, swords are about justice, facts, knowledge, the truth, communication. Air signs, you know, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, heavy Aquarius on this one. So very humanitarian, doing what's right, you know, serving the people, acts of service is the love language of a King of Swords. This is like a correct way to be, okay? Like someone who thinks ahead, someone who plans ahead. By the time, you know, this person actuates something, they've been talking about it, planning it, or keeping it to themselves, but organising it, doing their research, gathering their information. Everything's been very carefully and meticulously thought about lots and lots of times before it's done. When also that they're quite silver-tongued, they're good at thinking on their feet and wording things the right way, quite charming. They're good skills, okay, but when swords are wielded incorrectly, they cut deep. So when you misuse language and communication, you could block someone. You could say nasty things, blunt things, hurtful things. You could lie. You know, this could be quite a manipulative energy, or a scathing energy, or someone who blocks you or just ignores messages. It's like a misuse of those skills that they have. This way is right. This way is an abuse of communication, abuse of knowledge. Okay, so we've got the major arcana for Aquarius with the star card, and it's reversed. So the star card is, when it's upright, it's healing and wish fulfillment. You see that she's using the water to wash herself, to bathe, to replenish, to regenerate, to restore, to cleanse. She's got her feet in the water. When it's reversed, there could be a lack of healing. You know, this is someone that's unhealed. They don't have what they want, you know, and they're not happy about it. Let me just plug in the phone because it's low on battery. Let's get 3 for the outcome. The 10 of Swords upright. 10's the end of a cycle. Swords are pain. You need the most pain anyone can feel. This person's literally getting hurt. They're getting stabbed from all angles. Like, they can't take any more, you know? That's the end. There's no coming back from this. More swords, 4 of Swords, meditation, much needed respite, taking time out to contemplate things, to gather yourself, to mull stuff over. The 4 of Wands. 4 is like a really stable number. Hi, Leanne. This is the 1111 card, okay? So it's 2 people that look like they're getting married. Everyone knows that these 2 people are in love, that they're together, they're committed to one another. Everyone in the town knows, you know, it's exclusivity, stability. It's upright. It's like the 4 walls to a house, the 4 legs to a chair. It's the most stable number. I don't understand how that could arrive in the outcome. We've got the completion of a cycle that's just been painful. I think you're letting, like, say like you built your house on a bog, like boggy ground, and it started to sink. You could have been really trying to like work with it, or like build the house up on stilts, or you could have been trying to, you know, drain the water out of it, or stop the water getting in, or repair things, like dig out stuff that's got damaged and, you know, replace it. But it becomes exhausting, and eventually, you know, you just kind of admit defeat and you understand that this wasn't the place to kind of set up home, or this just wasn't like ever going to work. It's like that kind of vibe. This just wasn't ever going to work, you know? You set yourself up for heartbreak, and I think this person's getting onto the change in you, the shift in your mentality when it comes to this connection. I think they're realising that you want to go towards something that has legs, something that can be more like this. And it's not for lack of trying, and it wasn't, you know, you giving it 110%. I don't think this means a revival of this. I don't think that at all. I think you'll meet someone new and it'll just make sense. It'll just be easier, you know, it'll just flow. You won't be swimming against the tide. I could be wrong, but... So, if this is about Libra meeting a new person, When will this be? Release any attachment to timing. Okay, if you want to know what this person would say to you, not the right time. I'm overwhelmed with responsibilities. I don't have the time or energy for a relationship. Okay, so there's possibly things that this person has done, or they're just not able to give you the stability that you're looking for. It's simply not an option because they don't have the capacity for that. They don't have the requirements for it. They don't meet the requirements for it, and they're not going to. What is it that they like or love about Libra? It's not demonic. For goodness sake. Do you know anything about earth angels? Do you know anything about the universe? About source? It's nothing demonic. You inspire me so much. You are my muse. Okay, so they have a lot of like, to be someone's muse, you know, like this person puts you up on a pedestal, but I think they sense the shift and they know that you are just realizing that this just isn't, it's not gonna become, you know, like this kind of situation, and it's not anyone's fault. Sometimes the conditions are just not conducive to, you know, a relationship thriving, and it's nobody's fault, you know. Do you know what? I'd really love to know the rationale behind people that say this is demonic. Like, what's going to happen? Am I going to, like, grow horns? Or, like, I'm going to get a devil's tail? I'm going to perish in the flames of hell? No, I'm highly protected. I help people for a living. I'm an earth angel. I don't know what what you think I'm trying to do to people other than help them. You literally said that in your own paragraph that you wrote, and then you basically said this is demonic. I'm just like, what is actually going on? Will you wait for me? Okay, so this person knows that they can't give you what you're looking for. They can't give you stability. It's not the right time. They're overwhelmed. They don't have the capacity for it, and you are realizing that. They could be a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. They don't have to be. Slow change coming together. I think that's something to do with this feature of yours. What energy is this person showing up as right now in terms of animal spirit? A fox. You know that foxes are like incredibly observant, they're quite stealthy. It's very much this energy, like a spy. They're very wily, they're completely silent. It's so bizarre. In the UK, we have so many foxes, and you know, it's at like midnight, between midnight and 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. They sort of roam around, but they don't make a sound most of the time. Like if you look, you might just see one dashing. Like it's like trying to spot Father Christmas. It's like you just catch him like dashing across the driveway, and you think, did I just see a fox then? It's very, very difficult. And then sometimes they do make really weird noises when they're like on your garden and leave behind poop, so you know that they were there. But they're really quite quiet most of the time, but they see everything and they outsmart. I was walking through the woods, right, and there was people walking with their dogs, and this dog had kind of smelt a fox, and a fox suddenly jumped across from one side of the path to the other and disappeared into this like very thorny kind of like scrubbly bushes. And the dog was just so like silly that it just ran along the human made path and didn't even consider to like look, like off the like obvious path. So the fox had outwitted, and the fox moved in a way that it was just a bit like a cat, the way cats can step over all kinds of ornaments and things and like they don't touch it. I mean, they knock things over when they want to be naughty, but they can sort of stealthily move between obstacles and stuff. I feel like this is what this person is doing. They're thinking a lot more than what you know. They're having more thoughts about the situation than what they're communicating. And they'll keep it to themselves. Goose, inner knowing, you are a brave traveller. Your soul knows the way. Be confident you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let your soul fly. Yeah, you're gonna have to like get out of your comfort zone. You could have like been clinging on to hope with this person because it felt nice, but I think you're realizing like it's a losing battle. And it takes guts to do that. Sometimes, we look away from stuff because it doesn't quite suit how we're feeling at the moment or at the time. Make a list of why. Okay, what are the reasons that it's best to walk away from this? You must act now, unquestionably, and wait. You wait for something more sure, more like stable to come into your life. Don't overcommit. It's okay to be involved with people. Relationships, friendships, workplaces, they're all transient. You don't have to fully commit to everything forever. And it doesn't mean that it wasn't supposed to happen. It doesn't mean that, things have a purpose for a certain amount of time and then we outgrow them. Phoenix, Summoned, your flesh rises from the ashes and into the expansive flame of your soul. Yeah, so you feeling like you crashed and burned, like something failed, like you couldn't achieve what you wanted to, but you're going to rise from the ashes, okay? You're totally capable of having another go at life, another go around. Self-worship, my hands fold as I speak to the stars, watching as the sky holds its breath. It's in stillness that I find all that I am and all of divinity within me. Yeah, so this is like, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling upset, just slow it down. Slow down your breathing. Consciously breathe in, hold it, and let the air out slowly. Slow it down. Feel like the security of your, feet on the ground, or the weight of your body. Just let the whole weight of your body be held by the bed, and feel secure, feel safe. Look up at the stars and know that, you feel like a character, like a main character on a stage, and everything's so significant and impacted by you. But when you look up at the stars, you realize how insignificant you are. The bigger picture, that everything's predetermined, it's all pre-planned anyway, and take the responsibility off your own shoulders, because you've done everything that you could have possibly done with this situation. Understand that a lot of stuff's bigger than you when it comes to things like this. You don't have to regret it, but you don't necessarily get to keep hold of it, It's not necessarily meant to be your forever person. What if it isn't true? The thing you're telling yourself right now, the concrete reasons why you think you don't belong, you can't do it, you won't get there, you're not enough, or it's not for you. What if it wasn't true? It's time for a soul chat. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and ask the wise one within you, what if it isn't true? What else might be possible? Journal your answer. What lie do I need to let go of to reach my soul's truth? What can I burn? Burn it all, the ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Today's soul action. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? Wow. Well, that's very conclusive, isn't it? What is your next chapter going to look like, Libra? Because one situation or circumstance didn't work out, it doesn't mean that means nothing ever works out. It doesn't mean that, okay? Oh, I like that. Eclipsed truth. Hidden truths are being revealed to you. Embrace the clarity that follows. Well, this is all about getting clarity. The guiding star, your guiding star leads you towards your purpose. Trust its light. Oh my god, do one. Seriously. What a moon and mini. The eternal star. You are an eternal star. Your light will always guide you to your highest truth. I'll tell you why people need to be told what's good for them, okay? Because we all lose our faith at times. We all think, well, if I've tried really hard again, why has it not worked out? If I liked this person so much, why has it not worked out? If they really like me, why has it not worked out? Why don't I get to keep hold of this? Okay? If people just had the answers to shit, then they wouldn't need to ask these questions. It's called being self-aware. It's called personal development, and it's called being a reflective, introspective individual with value. Let yourself be told. Let me tell you. Yeah, so like Libra, I think you're getting clarity. You know, this is one of those lessons to learn. This is why we go through life. We experience people, places, things, we get attached to them, and then we have to learn to detach from them. You're not always going to have to do that, but this time it looks like that's the case. You are going to meet someone again, but you know, don't sort of cling on to that. Just allow yourself to get over this situation first, you know. There's nothing wrong with focusing on yourself, focusing on your life, keeping it full, keeping a good balance. Don't make everything about this. I think I've pulled everything that I can for you. Take care, Libra. I hope you like this reading. I hope it resonates. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, hype the channel, support the channel. If you feel called to, give a super chat. And I will see you in the next one. You're welcome to watch any of the other signs. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and Libra have been done. The other signs will be done over the next couple of days. Thank you. Thanks, Jose, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to go and relax now.